Hey guys, it's 258. Welcome back to chapter 15 of Herd Instincts. After this chapter, I'm pretty sure everything for me is gonna be brand new, which is gonna be a blessing because I've already read up to chapter 15, and I think after that the channel got deleted, and I'm like I did not want to redo it. That's the one thing I canceled headless, not brainless, because I already read through it, and I was during lunchtime, and I read through that so fast. I was like, all right. But when it comes to reading something, I think if also, I should start promoting my Robotic Guys Bunny channel more because that's where I'm going to be doing streams. Reading the light novels now because I can just have that all mixed in under that umbrella instead of me just going into here's a light novel channel, here's whatever channel. Mainly gaming and anime is going to be on that sort of channel. This one is going to remain as, fanfiction, MLP, because, you guys are here for that. This is the storefront. This already has the customers for it, I guess, as it tour. And if I restarted that whole nonsense, channel dies, sadly. But, kind of sucks for me. Of course, tomorrow I will start my work week again, which kind of sucks. But, I was at least trying to do, I was going to do Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday as, my recording days. But that clearly didn't work out. I did stream Portal 2. I did stream Portal 1. I always go back to those because this is where I started everything, I guess. I always go back to those. Did that. I'm keeping those permanently on the gaming channel now unless I restart the gaming channel. Hopefully I don't go through that relapse, but maybe I will because at work they don't let me listen to music. And 10 hours standing there moving boxes is kind of annoying, and maybe I'll think about it unless I'm actually somebody's yelling at me to do something. So maybe not. We'll see what happens. Anyways, let's hop right into it because I think it's gonna be a 30 to 40 minutes. I'm not quite sure, but I have school right after this chapter. So if I can manage to upload this and go to school, I'm proud of myself. If not, well, shoot. Anyways, let's hop into it. Herd Instincts, chapter 15. Waking up in a nice warm bed is always a good thing in Tim's book. Autumn is coming soon, and he knows that winter in Equestria can get quite cold, with snow staying on the ground for months at a time, which is funny since the ponies control the weather. Tim snuggles against the pony, drawing the warmth closer to his body. The pony in response snuggles up against him, eliciting a smile from Tim's face. Time passes without notice from the human and the pony on the bed, but soon the brightness of the sun finally impinges on Tim's consciousness. The girls had work today, and Tim's breathing stops as he takes more notice of the pony he currently has his arm around. The pony is sleeping, their barrel rising and falling with deep, easy breaths. He moves his hand gently, and he's greeted with feathers. He opens his eyes, and a yellow blonde mass of mane is very nearly touching his face. With a yelp, he scrambles back before he knows it. He finds the end of the bed, and another short scream punctuates his crash to the floor. The noise seems to wake the owner, who stretches and yawns. "Good morning, Tim." Tim startles. "Silver? Who else? Our mares are already up." Listen, about last night, I didn't know what the girls were planning. I thought dinner. I don't really know what else, okay? I didn't mean to drag you into an orgy. Sorry, last night you went great. Cayanne was magnificent, wasn't she? Tim Shake said, "Well, she was. She always is. But I wasn't trying to make any moves on you this morning." Silver starts softly. "Oh, cuddling for warmth is the best thing ever. Well, after last night." Fred's own face heating up. Does it actually go this quickly? Silver looks at him sideways. Accepting a new stallion into the herd. Things can get going pretty quickly. A herd without sex is no herd at all. Wish I'd known that in advance. Tim grumbles softly. The stallion's ears flick back and forth a bit. When an established stallion brings in a potential addition, it's usually pretty quick. It takes longer when one of the mares wants to bring a new stallion into the herd. Sometimes the stallions will fight. He finishes with a smile. Fight? Tim yelps. "Well, yeah, you're the one that brought him here." Okay, I see that. I see this, because in the unicorn's eyes, mostly all of the mayor's are. In the unicorn's eyes, he accepts Silver because he invited his Silver for dinner. So, boom, makes sense to me. Silver nods. "Oh, never to actually hurt each other, and never leave the stallion. Silver nods. "Oh, never to actually hurt each other, and never the lead stallion. I would never have to fight you, Tim. You were first, so you always be Master Smith around here. It's a sort of a ritual to establish the pecking order with multiple junior stallions. Nobody ever gets really hurt. It's not like how griffins will do sabers at dawn. That's a surprise. Back home, most guys would contemplate murder for another man trying to come in on his lady." "Really?" Silver squeaks, his eyes going wide and his ears flattening to the sides. "Yeah, you're not joking. Not one bit." Tim stops stops for a moment, thinking. Then he decides, honestly, Christian's been rubbing off on me. When I first got here, hers, let alone another male, forget it. Now, he stops for a moment, trying to figure out how he wants to say it. He shakes his head. That's different. The girls are really intense in bed. I love it. Don't get me wrong, but I want to make them happy, and I think some help will accomplish that. And are you okay with that? Tim shrugs. I think so. He looks at Silver's reaction. The stallion has stopped with the kicked puppy dog look. His ears perk forward, and a smile forms on his face. Tim finds the smile infectious. I guess I'm coming around to it. It's very different from my home. Tim, you shouldn't feel as though I'm trying to horn in on your relationship. I'm adding to the whole. You are in charge on the stallion side of things, of course. I will follow what Citrus, Cayanne, and North want, but I am also going to follow what you want. Tim thinks for a long moment. And are you okay with being second banana to me? Silver shrugs. It's how it is. That's the funny way to put it, bro. I love that. The Pegasus stretches again, extending his wings for a long moment, then he folds them to his sides and sits on his haunches on the bed. Tim watches the Pegasus as he brings a wing forward, running his teeth through the feathers, though after a few moments the human ends up getting fascinated by how fastidious the Pegasus is, preening his feathers, pulling a few small down feathers, and straightening the longer primary and secondary feathers every so often. Silver glances at him as he works. Finally, the Pegasus stops. Did I do something wrong? Tim shakes his head. No, I've just never seen that before. Silver looks at his wing for a moment, then up at Tim. You never seen a Pegasus preen? I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be a Pegasus preen, but okay. Tim shakes his head and gets a smile from Silver. Well, we have to keep our wings in tip-top shape. You neglect your wings, you are vulnerable. Though Pegasi are rarely in danger in the Equestria, we Pegasus are proud. We used to be the primary protectors of the ponies, you know. Tim Pegasus said to the side, what? Silver nods. Oh yeah, before the princesses, the earth ponies grew the food, the unicorns made the night and day, and the Pegasi made the weather. But since there were threats to ancient Equestria, we had the army, we protected the earth pony settlements in return for food for our cloud cities. Why are you saying Pegasus, but also sometimes Pegasum and Pegasus too? Okay, I didn't mention that because I thought they were typos. I guess they're actual things. A holdover from the old language. My family was originally old Cloudsdale clan, so we can hang on to some of that old case stuff from thousands of years ago. Even though I grew up in Los Pegasus. Silver yawns and Tim feels him brush low. Tim looks down and suddenly remembers his still naked from the night before. With a yelp, he grabs a pillow and covers himself, getting a bemused expression from the Pegasus. Tim, what's going on? Tim backs slowly towards the bathroom. I think I need a shower after last night. He flees into the bathroom quickly. He drops the pillow and opens the door into the shower. Ponies know how to get clean. The multiple shower heads are instantly the temperature he wants. He lets the water play over his body. For several months, the hot water releasing the tension in his muscles. Well, explain to him that you're a furless creature and normally wear clothes, okay? And it's embarrassing and vulnerable to you to have. Yeah, like he's explaining the wings to you. You explain needing to have clothes, even though it's more of an obligation in these days in my book. Especially, technically, Tim could run around naked if he really, really wanted to. Also, he was a pony for a bit, so you know. The door opens and hoof steps approach the shower, but the human pays it no mind. Instead, grabbing the soap, the shower door opens and Silver pokes his head. Get out! Tim screams, reflexively on seeing the stallion. I mean, I should put more emotion into that, but nah. So we're inflictions back and Tim screams, looking like the kicked puppy. Don't do that. Don't sneak up on me while I'm showering, but I just wanna out! And like that, Silver scuttles back. The stallion's ears flattening. I'm sorry. He looks down, his eyes big. I thought you had accepted me into the hurdle last night. He trolls off, sniffling a little bit as the shower door just closes behind him. Damn, you are part of this. Yeah, I would say I was moving way too fast in my book. Alright, I accepted you, but we're not on that level yet. Tim breathes heavily as the adrenaline starts to pass. He closes his eyes, controlling himself. Finally, he turns back and opens the shower door. Silver, wait. Silver's pulling open the bathroom door. He stops and looks back at Tim. No, it's okay, Tim. You don't have to. Silver. Tim barks, getting the stallion to stop and look at him. He softens his tone. Where I come from, men don't typically share showers like that unless they are lovers. Silver's eyebrows rise. You thought I was coming here to continue last night with you? Well, Tim, I'm not into stallions. I'm into mares. So why are you just freaking out? Wait, Tim, I'm not into stallions. I'm into mares. So why are you freaking out, Tim? The stallion asked earnestly. Tim's hands flutter a bit, partially trying to cover himself, partially not really knowing what to do. Well, I'm naked with another guy. Silver cocks his head to the side. I'm naked all the time. Ponies don't usually wear clothes. Your mares don't. I don't. Yeah, well, I do. Silver giggles. Okay, does being naked together mean that we're gonna have sex? Tim shakes his head quickly. Silver continues. We are just two males trying to get clean after a wonderful night with some beautiful mares. I don't see a problem with it. Fam, if my bro came in when we have fucking like 6 other girls and he just comes in when I'm showering, I'm gonna be annoyed. If the girls come in, I don't mind that. But if my boy comes in, I'm like, what the fuck? We don't do that here. So yeah, there is a thing. There is that's a rule, I'm pretty sure. It'd just be weird. Now I'm thinking about that. If my bisexual friend came in, I'd be like, what the fuck? Tim sighs. I guess I see your point. Silver stretches out a wing and grabs the bottle of soap. Okay, can you get my back? Sorry, I'm not comfortable with that. Where I'm from, I just don't do that. Tim, I'm going to teach you how to stallion. Probably, I'm in your land. I should learn your ways. Silver laughs. Okay, listen, one. It's only gay if both of you get hard. Now get over here and get my back, dude. And I promise no funny stuff. It's only gay if you get hard. Holy shit, dude. That's just hilarious. Tim listens to the stallion whistle in the bedroom while he takes his time in the closet, deciding what to wear. He's got the day off, so he doesn't really have much to deal with today. He's been asked by Twilight to spend some of his free time working on the dictionary for her. Any word that pops into his head that he knows the definition for, he's going to write it down for her. She is working on learning his language, so learning more words are always good. If he finally decides and pulls on some white shorts over his boxers, a light blue shirt is put on quickly. He fingers the 3 cutie marks. How would he add silvers? Would he pulls the shirt on and pulls on his sandals. The mayor at the Canterlot boutique, Sassy Saddles, seemed amused when he wanted something other than boots or canvas top shoes. She had drawn up a couple of ideas before Tim had selected the sandals he was wearing now, but they are comfortable and worth every bit he handed to her. He walks to the door and opens it. However, the stallion had more than cleaned up from last night. The room was looking very nearly pristine. The curtains had been thrown back to let natural light into the room, and the bed had been stripped and remade with new sheets and another comforter. The dozen or so pillows they have seemed to have had and new pillowcases put on them now are arranged on the bed. The stallion is hovering duster in his mouth as he runs it along the edge of the ceiling and walls. Silver stops and drops to the floor, setting down the duster. Did I do something wrong, Tim? Did you want to do all this? I just thought I would help. The princess stumbles on to a stop as Tim puts out a finger. He looks up at Tim questioningly. Silver, I wasn't complaining. I was surprised. He gestures to him. I've never been much for housework, but this looks amazing. Looks down at Silver, who is now beaming. Silver prances in place for a moment. I'm so happy to hear that. I like cleaning up. It's relaxing to me to make the home look the best it can. I was planning on working on the rest of the house during the day today to give you a day off. Tim frowns. I don't usually do all that much. I pull my weight, but the girls and I share the job. He looks at the shocked look on Silver's face. What? Silver works his jaw a little bit, as though he's trying to remember how to use it again. He finally brings it shut with a click, and then he shakes his head. You got the girls to help you with cleaning? Yeah, so? Lesson 2. A stallion's job in the house is to make it lovely for his lovelies. That is not a good phrase, Silver. That is not a good phrase at all. Tim shrugs. The girls and I are happy with how things have been working. Silver trots up to him and stomps a hoof. Well, that stops now. I'm not going to demand you help. You have a job, so you can keep doing that, but I will keep this home clean and running well. He walks visibly, though I'm not the best of cooks, so if you want to help with the cooking here, his ears flicks a bit. So of course I'll help with cooking, but Cayanne likes cooking too, so there will be times where we might be fighting over who gets to cook a meal. Silver looks down. No, I won't fight on that. I can't cook to save my life. I was actually told I'd never get on Mare because I couldn't cook for her. He looks up, his eyes around. I was really happy that Cayanne and I hit it off so well at the party. At first I thought I was going to sink it when she asked about what I can bring to a herd, but turns out she's a chef, so that's solved, and she's been looking for a house call. Silver didn't notice Tim frown slightly. He even took a mental note to catch up with her on things before he found himself blindsided again. Tim glances at the clock. Don't you have to get to work? Wait, Cayanne has been looking for a house call? Wait, yeah, I feel like that's something that we need to discuss beforehand, but this works. They need to discuss beforehand, but this works, I guess. It's really weird because, let's go back into the 80, 90-ish sort of time, and this is mainly like the female to guy relationship, and now it's reversed in Equestria because there's less guys than girls, right? Is that why there's the herd mechanic? I'm thinking about it a bit like a video game, but I just watched G3, so that's what I'm thinking about. Anyways, let's get back into it. Silver shakes his head. I told Pickle Spice that if I didn't show up today, I'd have been accepted into the herd. She'll understand. Why would she understand something like that? Silver giggles again. He hops up on the bed and sits down, patting on the bed for Tim to sit next to him. After a moment of hesitation, Tim complies, sinking into the soft mattress of the large bed. Silver leans up against him and puts a wing over his shoulder. Tim, I don't know how things are where you come from, but in Equestria, if a stallion lives in a herd, the mares are supposed to support him. A stallion is usually bigger and stronger than most of the mares, especially an Earth Pony stallion. We have roles in our society other than to provide seed for the mares. We are protectors of the mares when they are vulnerable. We are the protectors of the fillies and cows, and we make sure the mares are happy. Tim was about to open his mouth. Silver was actually slightly smaller than Citrus, Cayanne, or North Point. I hope you can fight because I can't. I don't look it, but I was educated in the Academia alla Amarium Pegasorium, translated loosely, Pegasus Wings Weapons Academy. I know my way around rapier, broadsword, and melee. If you would like, I could give you a lesson give you lesson 3 of basic training for defense of the herd. Maybe someday I have to say you're one strange guy. Really, I'm actually really normal. On Earth, you'd be weird. You're a feminine, chatty guy who loves to clean, thinks of his place as the home, loves snuggles and tummy rubs, and is somehow a sword master. You're one weird pony. I can say the same about you, grins back Silver to match Tim's own. To ponies, you are quite mare-like, assertive, dominant, and you want to work to support your family, but you don't know anything about fighting. Some of the girls treat you as one of their own. Tim reaches an arm and brings the stallion close for a hug. Silverwing enthusiastically returns the hug for a long moment. Tim stands up. Breakfast? The stallion shrugs his wings. I'm not in the mood for anything big. We have any hay? Tim shudders a bit. Ponies on their hay. I think we have some. I think I'll have some oatmeal. Oh, I love oats. I get a chuckle from Tim as he heads into the kitchen. Once again, he stops. Silver had done more than a quick load of dishes that night. He had completely cleaned the kitchen, the fixtures gleaming in the light from the open windows. Tim shakes his head as he goes about preparing breakfast. Oatmeal is a rather easy meal to make. Though he doesn't leave it plain, the ponies have a definite sweet tooth. Baked goods are quite prominent, along with other candies and sweets. When he had mentioned diabetes, I described it. The girls had been confused. Ponies don't typically have that problem. Personally, he is just glad that he doesn't have the specific problem in his family tree. Brown sugar and cinnamon are both added to the oatmeal, as well as the generous helping of raisins. Tim grabs a mini hay bale, usually sold as individual meals for the ponies, and sets it next to the bowl for Silver. Silver whickers happily as he digs in. Tim enjoys the breakfast himself, thinking about everything. Tim thinks about things for a long time as both of them eat, but finally he looks at Silver, the stallion, and looks at him expectantly. Silver, have you ever been to the Grand Galloping Gala? Silver nearly gags on his mouthful, but is able to get it down. He coughs a couple of times. The gala, that's the place to be in the fall. Tim nods. I know. Well, Princess Celestia sent us 5 tickets, but before last night there were just 4 of us. Silver's eyes widening. Are you asking me to join your herd going to the gala? Tim knows what the girls' reactions would be. Yeah, I think I am. Silver quickly squeals loudly. Oh, Tim, that'll be so awesome. Yeah, but why? I'm still confused why she gave you like an extra ticket. I guess it would be a +1. In my head, I'm thinking Twilight, but at the same time, Twilight is a princess, so she could just get everybody's tickets, including Starlight's. You know, the traditional main 6. So I guess a +1. I guess it is technically their +1. I'm guessing. I'm not quite sure. And if it's not for him, then Celestia should have, made some more instructions. But, it's his tickets, like he said. Tim stands up and moves over to where he stashed the envelope from the castle. He appends the envelope, letting the golden tickets land in his hand. He fingers through them, confirming that there are indeed 5 tickets. He turns back to the kitchen table and sits them down. I don't think Princess was thinking of you when she gave them to me, but I really don't care. I want you to join us, Silver. Silver looks at the sheet of gold he's holding. He looks up at Tim, then back down at the engraved invitation. His eyes well with tears. Tim, you are the nicest stallion I've ever met. He leaps over the table and lands on Tim. His weight starts tilting Tim's chair fit to topple, though with amazing speed the Pegasus spreads his wings as his forelegs tighten around him. Flapping furiously, he brings Tim onto his back gently, ending up lying partially on his chest. He hugs the human tightly, though Tim is sitting just a tiny bit more would break his bones on his part. Tim hugs the stallion back. Now, those are some reflexes, Silver, Tim's able to say after a few moments of contemplating his new position on the floor rather than sitting on his chair. Silver goes, I'm not a speedster, Pegasus, but I'm pretty good in the air. He flexes a wing. I like flying. Speedster? Especially adapted to be a fast flyer. I'm a Hurricanean. What's that? As descendant of Commander Hurricane, the greatest warrior and philanderer in our history, it gives me a leg up on fighting stuff, but compared to professionals, ponies with purer blood and ponies with it as their special talent, I still get wiped because I don't practice more than a few times a year. Do humans have special talents? No. Tim, so she said, your species gets more and more confusing. Well, you two are learning about each other, which is a good thing. Good thing in this case, because I think the 3 mares currently are 3 unicorns. Actually, that reminds me. He has 2 other potential ones. The Alicorn, Twilight, and the Griffin that I forgot the name of. Galilea? I think that was... I'm not sure if that was the name. Don't remember too much. Tim laughs and shakes his head as Silver finally pulls away. He takes a moment to roll off his chair and put it upright before he sits back down. Silver gets back in his own seat, fitting the strap for his spoon over himself and digging back into his breakfast. Though the accurate term for the meal would be a late brunch, judging by the time, Tim is soon scraping his bowl for the last dregs of his meal when a sparkling sound gains his attention. He looks up at his magic colon says above the table. I don't even know if it's whatever. He holds out a hand and a scroll lands in it, and it's not sealed, so he's pretty sure who's it from. So what does it say? Silver asks. Tim reads it a second time, they looks at Silver. I guess we need to go to the Canterlot boutique. The girls are getting fitted for their gala dresses, and they want our opinion. Silver drops his spoon and claps his hooves together. Oh, Tim, that would be so fun. Somebody who has never dated anyone before, I feel like it would be weird to me to like, oh, can I just pick out an outfit for you? But even though I've been like wanting to do that, if I like imagine a few of my crushes, I'm like, what I think I would want them to wear and what I think they would wear. It'll be an interesting way to see how their perspective changed on how you think they wear. Actually, that'll be an interesting game to play. Great. It's a good date suggestion to go shopping with, Like most of the time, do your own personal shopping, then ask them, can I pick out an outfit for you? It'll be interesting. Okay, I'm getting hiccups. I'm not sure if that's because I'm reading fast or what. Anyways, halfway there. Tim looks at himself in the mirror. Sassy fusses all around him, her magic adjusting the fabric around his shoulders, then she pulls it on him. Straightening the back, she hums as she works. Tim looks back at the girls of his shirt. All three have chosen their own dresses for the gala. In fact, they had chosen them before Tim had arrived. The reason Silver and him had been asked to come was so they could get fitted for their own gala outfits. Citrus had read his mind, and Silver admittedly looked quite dashing in his own tuxedo. While the tail was running back and hanging over his rump, he was wearing a top hat to go with the tails, and a larger hat is sitting on a table, part of Tim's own setup. He looks at the three girls. All three are sitting on their haunches, their eyes fastened on him as the light blue mare continues with her work. Her horn continued lit. She pulls her, switches there. A threaded needle flashes in and works quickly. The hat is enfolded in her magic and is placed gently on his head. Finally, she steps back, a happy smile on her face. What do you think? The question wasn't directed at Tim, but all the girls. All three of them nod, getting a big smile from the taller mare. She whops him on the rear with her tail. Go ahead and get changed, sweetie, she says softly as she trots over to the rest of his herd. Tim takes a moment to pull the hat off. He glances at Silver, who is hanging his outfit on a hanger. Tim heads over to the privacy screen that he had insisted that he use when changing, which got a few laughs from the tall mare when he requested a bit of privacy to change. He shakes his head as he pulls the jacket off and hangs it on the screen. He attacks the buttons on the shirt. At least Citrus won't be pulling that shirt and scattering the buttons everywhere, though he has a feeling that's going to happen after the gala. Citrus has ruined more dress shirts of his than he likes to think about. Hanging up on the shower and putting his jacket over it takes only a few moments. He glances over the screen for a moment, watching the girls as they converse with Sassy. It would be just like them to pull the screen aside to talk to him at an inopportune moment. His jeans are on in moments, and he pulls his t-shirt over his frame quickly. Finally dressed, he moves from behind the screen and walks up to the girl. He glances at Citrus and taps Sassy on the shoulder. I've got a little request. She turns to look at him expectantly. He smiles. Well, wait, I got a request. I think I said that, but I'm going to say it again because I don't think I did it. Finally dressed, he moves from behind the screen and walks up to the girls. He glances at Citrus and then taps Sassy on the shoulder. I've got a little request. She turns to look at him expectantly. He smiles. Well, Soaring has joined our herd. I was thinking we need something to add to the marks you've been putting on my shirts. She smiles. So you want to add your stallions mark to your shirt? He nods, glancing at Silver when the stallion gasps softly. We're a family now, a herd, and I think that might be a good thing. The light blue mare rears up, squeezing her cheeks together. Oh, that's so romantic. She glances back at Citrus and the other mares as she regains her four hooves. You chose a real romantic one, didn't you? At his request, she floats over a piece of paper and pencil. He starts to draw. What I was thinking was, he throws off his continuous drawing, and finally he turns the paper to the other mare, getting a girly squeal from her. That's beautiful, she stops for a moment. What is that? Family crest, it's so. That's about all I know. Fletcher comes up, her horn alight. She taps the pencil on it. That's her family's. I just nod, she frowns. You have a Pegasus on one side, a Griffin on the other. Where's the unicorn, or the Earth Pony? She smiles. That was made of a few centuries ago, Citrus, and I remember... Wait. Tim smiles. This was made a few centuries ago, Citrus. I remember, our world has never met yours. I do know that the unicorn is the official animal of Scotland. Scotland? Yeah, one of the nations in my world. He shrugs. My dad's family is from another nation, not Scotland, though. Idea! Sassy Saddle sings out. Her magic enfolds the pencil on paper again. She starts drawing. She draws the coat of arms again. Then Silver Wing's cutie mark of the punch owl with a Pegasus wing on one side right next to it. Then she draws the three marks of the mares around them with Citrus compact at the top. She flourishes the paper at Tim. I still love this kind of romantic expression. Two strong stalwart stallions as the core of your herd. She points to the mares' cutie marks arrayed around. And the mares are arrayed around to show the strength of your herd. She goes, I can even make up some saddlebags or other accoutrements for you to wear, showing your herd. She turns away, her tail weaving from the side to side as she continues, oh, this is so exciting. She stops and turns to look at Citrus expectantly. The gala will be here just before winter, but I can have shirts for your human stallion ready quickly. But no worries, we will have everything ready on time before the gala. Damn. Okay, so I'm assuming the crest is Tim on top with the Pegasus wings of silver, then their cutie marks or whatever represents them. Then the mayor's cutie marks is flowing down. I'm not sure what it's supposed to look like, but that's what I'm imagining. Unless like the author made an illustration of this, because that'd be so helpful right now. Citrus comes over to Tim, forcing her head under his hand. He rubs behind her affectionately. Thank you, Sassy. We always love that work you've done here, Citrus says with a giggle. As she moves against him, getting Tim to start walking, she looks back. I can't really see the results. Ta-ta, Sassy calls out as they leave the shop. Tim is content to walk with them as they wind their way through the streets of Canterlot. I forgot wind and wind is the same word. Oh shit. Where's the fly? Get out of here. You got trapped in here, but yeah, it's your fault. I mean, excuse me. Tim exists the Ponyville Express. Some of the testing that Twilight has been doing has been in her laboratory in the castle, so she's had him come to Ponyville twice a week now for the last several weeks. Between that and work, his free times have dropped down to virtually nil. He now carries his papers with him in a ruck through the streets of Ponyville. Compared to Canterlot, Ponyville is almost backward. The roads are either cobblestone or hard-packed dirt. The buildings are bright and colorful, yet seem out of a different era. The ponies around here are starting to get used to him walking around among them. Though having the Princess of Friendship walk with them the first couple of times has really cut down on the skittish phase that he had to deal with in Canterlot. A glance shows that pink pony bouncing along, a pie in a carrier clutch in her jaws. Another look has a bunch of foals tumbling around, playing. Another glance has a yellow Pegasus mare walking slowly, leading a line of ducks through the town. He shakes his head. Those ponies are always really busy, it seems like. The path eventually leads them up to Twilight's castle. Unlike Canterlot Castle, Twilight's castle doesn't have armed or armored guards at the gates. Twilight's guard contingent is actually very small. She has her main bodyguard, a heavy-bodied earth pony who looks like she could eat Tim for lunch, and perhaps a dozen other mares that rotate throughout the castle, but they don't even seem to be armed. One of the guards nods at him as he walks through the entryway. He knows where to go find the stairs, heading down towards Twilight's laboratory. He heads in that direction when a voice impinges on his consciousness. Tim! He turns and looks, Hi, Cadence. I thought you were back home. She smiles. I'm jumping between here and Canterlot, helping Aunt Celestia and Aunt Luna with getting ready for the gala. I'm spending time with my sister-in-law. I'm glad Shining is back home with Flurry. A lot of work going on? She nods and moves closer to him, guiding him as he walks. At first, she seems content to merely walk, then she moves over and hips checks him. So have you given any thought she could really use a herd? Tim scrubs the back of his neck. Princess, I like her. Twilight is a wonderful friend. She's cute, funny, and absolutely brilliant. But I don't see Cayanne giving up her restaurant, instead just giving up her shop to move to Ponyville to be near her. And I certainly don't see her giving up this. He gestures out the walls of the castle. Also, Citrus still hasn't forgotten how magic nearly permanently messed me up. She giggles. Long-distance relationships require more work. You already see her twice a week. Perhaps you should show exactly how much you like her. Princess, I'm not looking to add to my herd. We just got silver a few weeks ago, and I'm still trying to adjust to having another male in with my girls. She talks about you all the time. You know what? You know that. She's told me about your culture. Are you adjusting to having another male after your culture is so based on monogamy? You know, Silver is just too sweet. He wants to be so helpful, and he keeps the girls happy. Sexually. In the bedroom, too, though he has no stamina, he laughs. The moment he starts, he's pretty much done, though the girl seems to like it. I love how we're just talking about sex at this moment. That gets Cadence to top. How long does it usually last for you? But this conversation has gotten intimate quickly, though with her being the princess of love, she's probably heard worse. Well, I like using more than one part to pleasure them. I try to make sure all of their horns spark before I finish. And who do you usually finish in? Tim finds him blushing Citrus. She insists, though she's always insisted at doing North and Cayanne occasionally, but most of the time it's her. Nice. That's just a nice thing. Normally you pick his favorite, but like the lead mare, like, oh, go over there, hun, for today. I love that. Kitten smiles. She's got good lead mare instincts. She can hip checks on. It's not normal for Silence to be rather energetic in bed with her hair triggers. It took a couple of years to get Shining to settle down, but I'll remind you, when a mare is in heat, and it's a lot worse for an alicorn mare, we can go a little crazy there. But the pheromones we put out will get just random stallions walking by, end up five-legged. Even Princess Celestia and Luna. She nods. Oh, it's bad for them, though. They have stallions they can call upon. There are privileges to royalty. Tim stops walking. Royal privileges? She turns to look at him. Well, not as pronounced as 1,000 years ago, where stallions were pretty much property of their mares. The princess could simply come up to the leading mare of a herd and demand her stallions to service her. The leading mare didn't have any choice, and the stallion less so. She smiles. We are a lot different than back then, Tim, but there is a bit of a cultural norm if a princess asks. She gets it. She gets. It's less compulsory, but the ponies do desire to help their princesses when they are needed. That includes the bedroom. Have you used those privileges? She snorts. No, I've got shining and he keeps me happy. As Twilight, she shakes her head. That mare is still frustrating. Before she ascended, she had 1 or 2 stallions that she was serious about. She's not a virgin anymore, but she didn't seem to be all that satisfied with them and ended the relationships quickly. I'm pretty sure she is waiting for the right stallion. That makes her heat harder than it needs to be. We had to use artificial means to help her relieve her last time. Poor girl. You're gonna help with that. She wants to. You would be good for her. But Citrus get North Boy and Silver. But Citrus get why do they matter? Why do they matter? Why do they matter? Like it's your choice and Citrus's choice. You can both talk about this. Tim, come on, it's your choice and Citrus's choice. Okay? And I'm pretty sure Citrus knows your relationship with her, and Citrus would be more than happy to, on occasion. She starts to stamp the hoof. Wouldn't they be honored as stallion in their herd servicing a princess in need? I just told you, Citrus and Cayanne, Citrus especially, don't like her. I've never seen them mad at anyone or anything since. They'll get used to the idea. Nobody would be able to deny the perks of betting royalty either. And you know you want my dear little Twilight. What? You can't just say that, Kate. How do you know that? Does he want Twilight in a sexual way? He hasn't been watching her wave her tail at him and showing off her weakening plot has been at least somewhat tempting, but actually going all the way with her, even as a princess, I would feel like cheating without talking to Citrus first. But asking Citrus about that, would he be signaling to her that they aren't enough? Hell, they are almost too much for him. Finally, he shakes his head. I'm sorry, princess. Yeah, Tim. Talk about it with Citrus, and I'm pretty sure they'll be happy, more than happy with. I don't know when this herd stops scoring, because there's only 15 more chapters to go through, and then it's been on hiatus forever. But Tim, come on. Come on, bud. Sorry for what? Comes a new voice. Tim turns to see the purple pony princess sitting a respectful distance away, her tail wagging, waving back and forth, a small smile on her face as her eyes latch on him. She giggles. I've been a busy pony. She tilts her head to the side and smiles brightly. Candace uses a wing to tap Sim short. Think on what I said, she says softly, and then moves and gives Twilight a hug. Soon Twilight is leading Tim into the lab, shattering happily as she bounces around. He smiles, a greeting at Starlight, who is reading a book comfortably near the portal mirror. Finally, she has Tim sit down. Okay, I'm going to temporarily disable the translation matrix. No, that's she's so damn. He nods used to it now. Part of his learning her language, he watches as she brings her horn close, and the familiar pop rings in his ears as she sighs and sits down. The spell is always draining for her. She tilts her head again. Kalapapacha shabwi. Fam, this just seems like Simlish. Sim language. He nods. Foyamo, meaning that he does understand what she's saying. Their language is quite different, and getting used to it requires some immersion, though actually reproducing the language is getting easier as his magic resistance has lessened, and him actually talking to them in their language via the translation spell. He's finding the words not be as much of his mouthful. His lips still ache when he does it, needing to form them for some very forceful pops and trills. Their P, for example, has 2 forms, one similar to English, but also that's more like popping out air without breathing. Almost a kind of click, similar to... No. Kind of click. All of their B's are half snorted, half trilled. Vowels are easy because English has 13 of them, but the nasal accent gets them every time. She looks like she's concentrating. Can you understand this? Her voice is heavily accented, but you can pick out the words with little difficulty. Wow, Twilight, you've been working hard on learning. She squeezes and she brings up parchment. Parchment. He repeats the word back at her, getting her to clap her up together with a whinny-like laugh. He reaches into his backpack and pulls out the sheets he's been working on since their last meeting. She claps her hands together as her magic brings it to her. Her face again takes a look of concentration. New words? He nods. She squeals happily. She uses her magic to produce illustrations. Beshkabush? Dagger. Harina. Love. Fuklo. Anger. Barbara. Gallop. Cockfash. Day. Popfash. Night. Tim shook his head, expressing confusion. Cockfash. Day and night, and Tim realized that's weird. The conjecture goes between English. Osh. Twilight popped back into English. It means agree. Whoosh means disagree. Initial with the sounds expressed. Negation at the beginning of verbs. Shut up means I see. Whoosh pop means I do not see it. I just fetch means time by any chance. Yes, Tim, you're catching on. More than an hour passes before she finally restores the translation fully. She crawls up on the couch, glancing at Starlight, who seems immersed in her book. She leans up against him, putting a wing over his back and snuggling closer. Tell me more about your world. What do you want to know? She starts. I'm tired of the politics that I've asked about you before. Your entire system seems to be very chaotic. You've told me about where you grew up. How about telling me about your job? What was it like driving those big boy trucks? She didn't say that, but I wanted to say that because they're big boy trucks, those semi trucks. Man, I love it. Like, I have a family member that's scared because she was in an accident with one of those. I just like going between them, like, oh, so fucking. It's so sketchy, but I love it. Tim leans against her in response. Her wing tightens around him. He finds it very comforting. Well, it was kind of boring at times, to be honest. The job requires a lot of concentration on everything around me, but long trips, the straight roads that just seem to never end. And after doing the same route over and over, even on long hauls, there's some very beautiful sights in my world. But after seeing them for the 100th time, it loses a bit of the appeal. Then you have the paperwork. She starts. Paperwork to drive a truck? Hey, Twilight. There's things called deliveries, which I'm pretty sure Pegasus Mare would tell you all about. So she crashes into everything. I feel like she has more paperwork because she has damages to help with. Same concept, just more with a horseless carriage. He nods. There are rules in the industry called hours of service. I have to keep track of when I'm driving, when I'm bunked out in the sleeper berth, when I'm working on loading and unloading. And almost so that my fate was drop off trailer and pick up the next one, but all of that had to be accounted for. Why? Well, the reason they said was to prevent drivers from driving tired. The trouble is, with the workloads, the push to get as many miles as possible, many times those forms are called swindle sheets, because we are really honest on writing them, meaning we're supposed to be driving and not. Though I think the best part was the people you see while driving and the people you meet when you're stopped. Oh, he nods. The state patrol mainly will stop a truck to check the paperwork, and many times the driver will be frantically filling out their form before the officer gets up there. And the fines apply to the drivers, not the companies pushing them harder. He huffs. Then there are the people. You stop at the same place. You get to know the people working there. Some become friends. Some think they are your friend. It's interesting, though. I really liked what I did. Yeah, if you ever become a driver in with real life, I feel like meeting people at the same place and getting to know strangers is be the best part for that. But I'm an introvert, so screw that. She leans up against him, her wing bringing him closer. Tim glances at Starlight. Her eyes flick toward the human sitting with the pony, and she frowns a bit. Though she keeps mute. What is that on your shirt? You mean besides the cutie marks of my herd? He can feel her nod. Well, it's my family crest. Humans don't get cutie marks like ponies do. Her horn lights, and he can hear movement behind him. In moments, his old wallet is hanging before him. I thought this was your cutie mark. Since the humans on the other side of the portal tend to put their cutie marks on their clothes, I thought you put it there unconsciously as a fulfillment of your destiny to drive trucks. What? It's a family crest. Which honestly, if anybody has a family crest, that's just a big flex in my book. He reaches out a hand and grabs the wallet, running his thumb along the logo. One of my favorite trucks I drove. It's built by a company called Western Star. This is their logo. He looks at her and then recoils a bit. His nose is nearly touching hers. He looks back at the leather. It's a nice wallet. I have plenty of room for cards and cash. It worked well for me. So that's not your talent? Wait. I want to see if this is actually a driving company. It is. Okay. Just making sure. They're more okay, these are flatbed trucks. By the looks of it, okay. So that's not okay. So that's not your talent. Somebody who's played snow running on the Twitch channel before, yeah. I should know my tricks. So that's not your talent. No, driving trucks. It was fun, but it was a job. She sighs, resting her chin on the shoulder. Tell me more about Cayanne. He shudders, and that gets her to squeeze him tighter. What do you want to know? I've told you pretty much everything. How does she make you feel, my boy? Twilight's trying to get in here, dude. She's trying to get in here. She is trying so hard to get in here, my boy. Just give it her. Just give her the pass. Come on. I just talked to Sanchez about it before. But come on, give her the pass. The same thing with that weird griffin that's been stalking you. Come on. Come on, Tim. 2 more mares. One's a griffin. Why not? At the end of the day, why not? Tim takes a moment to put down the wallet and put an arm around Twilight. She says softly, well, it's hard to describe Twilight. She made me happy to make my way home after a long trip. She was smart. She was stubborn. Tim, you are being silly. I want to know how she made you feel, not what she did. Yeah, I hadn't really stopped and thought about it before. Cayanne and him just clicked so well. He doesn't really even notice the tears starting. She made me feel like she made my life what it was. She was my other half. We had our rough patches, but I was seriously planning on marrying her once we got our finances together. Like how your herd makes you feel? He stopped for my family. Yeah, like that. My life wouldn't be right without them. Having 3 mirrors, you find you are connected to all of them in the same way. Now, so I never knew adding more didn't divide my love for them and it added. Damn. That's the best start. Okay, let me say that again because I feel like I messed it up. I never knew adding more didn't divide my love for them, it added. Well, yeah. Because in this society, the bears help each other out while helping you guys, the males, out. According to what I've been reading. She snuggles closer, nuzzling his neck softly. She looks up at him, a clear throat from starlight. I'm comforting him. She goes back to snuzzling. Tim, having more mares to love means there is more love to go around. She starts softly. And having a new stallion, is he loving? Tim shrugs. I kind of like Silver. He's super friendly, and he's so eager to please. It's hard to not enjoy having him around. Can you love him like your mares? Tim stops dead. Are you talking sexually? She leans back, laughing softly. Not everything's about sex, Tim. It's a vital component to a strong word, but it's not the only thing. It's the connection you all have together. Let me ask you this. She looks down. Do you think you had enough mares in your herd? Are you happy together? Do you think you have enough mares in your herd? Are you all happy together? Tim nods. I don't see us adding any mares anytime soon. We're quite happy together. When we are all home, it's nice to just spend time together. She seems to wilt a bit. She's silent for a long time. Then she finally says a bit. Mind if sometime I were to come in and observe your herd to see how well you've integrated with them? I don't see a problem with that, though I'd clear it with Citrus first. She hugs him tighter. Nope, she says yes. I really like you. Me too. That's just a confession right there. Boy, that's just a confession, Tim. How do you not see that, you fucking oblivious dope? You oblivious dope? Boob? Whatever. I'm just trying not to, in a story about sex and all that, I'm trying not to hit the... there was a video I recorded for my reaction channel, and I did like the jacking off gesture, which wasn't really supposed to be the jacking off gesture, but that happened, and I got fucking community guideline strikes for that, and I'm just like, okay, YouTube, trying to be more family friendly, I see, fuck you, goddamn. That's like the most annoying thing to me, like it's a channel below 60, it's below 60 subscribers, and I'm just like, why the fuck do you care? Why the fuck do you care about this single video where it wasn't even supposed to... I was gesturing about something else, but that's what it looked like. And that got me a guideline strike. I was so pissed about that, dude. I'm so pissed about this. Anyways, this is my main thing. Anyways, that was the reaction channel. I don't really upload there anymore. I'm trying to upload more on the Robotic Ice Bunny channel. Just that channel. Trying to stream more on there. Hopefully grow a live streaming channel / long-term Let's Play channel, even though Let's Plays don't really work too much on YouTube unless you have you're a big person, I guess, a big audience. Yeah, if you have a big audience. But I really, really want to have that. Of course, since in the beginning, right now, I'm gonna probably turn off live chat for the replays because it doesn't really need that because nobody shows up. But hopefully I can manage to grow that. Hopefully. I don't know how the algorithm works, but let's figure that out together. Even though I hate the algorithm fucks everything up. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching this thing. Thank you guys for doing. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.